Call me Dutchy. You're on Report Card Radio. Salute to Mikey T, the movie star. Thanks for tapping in.
All right, so take me into when the Figgas actually got together.
It's like, people look at things and they think that it happens boom, boom, boom. No, everything is simultaneous. You know what I'm saying? It happens boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? It goes on like that. So, Wallo was like into the rap scene very heavy. And the way I remember it, Wallo would listen to Mace and the Locks and Puffy, and the way that people were rapping at the time when we started was you had more Das Effects and more Redman and more Method Man style of rappers, and the money rap had started with Puff and Big and Mace and all of those great artists. It started that way. So Wallo just had this great idea to rap about getting money, and unfortunately he had to go away to prison. So before he went away to prison, he asked Gillie, I guess, to rap. On the other side of that, Bump, another major figure member and a major counterpart to Major Figures, was a younger guy who had record deals since he was about 14 years old. So Bump would just pull everybody from each part of our neighborhood, which was Erie Avenue. We all come from Erie Avenue, with the exception of Spade being from Nicetown and Bianca being from South Philly. Bump actually found most of the members. Wallo, Gil, El De Niro, and Dirty Reek started out, and they were Major Figures. You know what I'm saying? But before that, we would call ourselves Young Guns, which was it's kind of crazy. But I don't want to get too far ahead, so we'll just take it back. Wallo asked Gil to rap. My partner, I was in a group called Black Vision at the time. My partner Fatim lived around the corner from Gillie, so he lived on 16th Street. Gillie lived on 15th Street. You know what I'm saying? So it was like we would go around the corner to Gil's house. Gil was into other shit. You know what I'm saying? He was playing basketball and into the streets a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Gil was like a super gangster type of guy coming up, and we were like basically like his young boys. You know what I'm saying? Like we was young boys, and Gil was, he really wasn't into the rap. He just became real good real fast. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember some of his first verses where he was exceptional. You know what I'm saying? He was very exceptional, which his competitiveness from playing basketball played a very big part in him becoming a great artist. So salute to Gillie, salute to Wallo, because if it wasn't for, Wallo, Gil, and Bump, there probably would be no Major Figures, to be all the way honest. Like I said, Spade was in another group called Lyrical Terrorists in Nicetown. And it was like all of the great people in our neighborhood that rapped, we couldn't beat each other in rapping, so we joined each other. You know what I'm saying? That's basically how it happened, Mike. You know what I'm saying? It was just more so us being competitors and figuring out a way to become great as a unit. And it happened fast. It was like, some people say things don't happen overnight. That shit kind of happened overnight, Mike. It was like one day we were rapping on the corner. The next day we were rapping in New York. The next day Gil was battling this person, I was battling this person. Me and Bump spent a lot of time in Yonkers, New York, coming up under like the Rough Riders lineage. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my nigga Jadakiss. Jadakiss is like a very, very good friend of mine to this day. He would ask Bump and a couple of the guys from the Ocho, like Chops and Rucky, to come to Yonkers, and Bump invited me to come to Yonkers. And I remember one weekend we battled everyone in Yonkers, and Kiss made a statement of, well, the cipher's in Philly, and then he spit his horse and carriage verse and took the cipher back to Yonkers. So it was dope, you know what I'm saying? It was super dope, man. I'm just keeping it 1,000. I mean, it was super dope. It was like just being young guys and just going through the competitive nature to become what we wanted to become.
So how did the signing with Warner Brothers come about?
It was an undeniable thing that had to happen. We had nowhere to go but up after dropping some of the greatest mixtapes ever to come out of Philadelphia. I mean, Beanie Siegel's first mixtape, the Cosmic Kev, you know, mixtape that he did featuring Major Figgas and Most Wanted. Everybody wanted a piece. I remember Jay-Z coming to Philly, and I was inside of a nightclub, and I'm standing there talking to my friends, and I can hear Jay-Z on stage like, yo, is Dutch in the building? And I'm like, I think is that Jay-Z from Hard Knock Life saying, am I in the building? And he asked me to come on stage, and I rapped. And it was just like, it was nowhere, like I said, it was nowhere to go but up, bro. So it started to become like a feeding frenzy, and we had to feed the consumer with the great music that we were doing at the time. I mean, there was no beats that Major Figgas didn't destroy. There was no record label that Major Figgas didn't destroy at the time where we were coming up. So, you know, it was dope, bro.